What's up, everybody? This is Sideline Rewind, all things professional cheerleading podcast. We are back to you with number 6 episode.
Yes.
Oh, my God. I can't believe it.
Right.
I mean, yeah, we're at number 6.
It all happened so quickly.
Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And we're back with you. First of all, I just want to say thank you all for the likes, subscribes, and the positive feedback we've received so far. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you for following us on Instagram, Facebook. Thank you for all the downloads. We cannot do this without you. Thank you so much. Ladies.
Rhonda.
Oh my gosh.
Sassy earrings today.
Yes. I do. They're a little thin.
I like them.
No, and let me just say
this. Girl, she got her hoops on. Don't mess with a girl with her big hoops on.
Listen, and let me tell you, it's like a fashion thing. Like these two that I work with, they are wonderful young ladies, and they could put on paper bags and look fabulous. So I am kind of like, I am not fashion forward. I'm really not. Okay. And so I'm just trying to do better.
Well, you're doing it.
She always looks amazing.
So these ladies are always awesome. So I just want to give them a shout out on that. They are always fashion forward, and I'm just trying to be like them. Okay, just trying to be like them when I grow up.
You go, girl.
So thank you all for coming back to see us. This is episode 6, and the episode is called "Remember the Time."
Yes, remember the time.
Remember the time, and this was done by Michael Jackson.
Yes,
back in 1991 on the Dangerous album. It was the second song released on that album, and it was composed and written by Teddy Riley, Michael Jackson, and Bernard Bell. So we want to give them a little rewind shout out.
Yes.
Whoop, whoop. MJ, rest in peace, Teddy Riley. Oh, my gosh. Teddy Riley, Blackstreet, and the New Jack Swing, baby.
Okay.
That's it. Teddy Riley. So we're going to give them a shout out. And ladies, tryouts. Still going on.
Still going on. They're happening.
We're still sharing all the audition information from all the other teams and our stories.
Coming together.
Make sure you check those out.
That's right. Now you can kind of follow along if you're interested in maybe trying out in the future year. You can see how it all works and how the process goes.
Absolutely.
It's very informative.
It's very informative, and we are sharing all of those that we see on Instagram and our Instagram stories. And again, please go to the websites to those cheerleaders organizations to go check out what their requirements are. And they all have, it seems like they've got facts and questions. Mm-hmm. If you've got a questions, they answer them on the website. So go check them out if you're interested. If you didn't make it this year to get your registration in time, there's always next year, right?
That's right. Absolutely right.
You should always
we
do that.
love hearing that y'all enjoyed episode 5 as much as we did. It was so much fun in the research and was our longest episode ever because we just had so much to say.
We did.
I did share, as I told you I would, the Browns and the Steelerettes articles on our Instagram page, the link in the bio, so go check those out. If you haven't, you get to see the Steelerettes in their uniforms with the hard hats on, and nothing is more cute than
Those
that.
are so cute.
The hard hats.
The hard hats. Trying to cheer in hard hats.
I still want to bring those back. Bring it back.
Who does not want to cheer in a hard hat?
For it. I am here for it.
I think they should.
Yes.
I think they should do that.
Today we have an incredibly special guest. So we're going to mix it up a little, and we're going to talk about our teams of the week first, and then spend the rest of the episode with our guest speaker.
Because I have to say it's probably going to be pretty close to the top of the list of our favorite guests we probably ever will have.
Absolutely.
So we are a little biased, but we're also it's very earned and deserved at the same time.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we cannot wait talking to her. Yay!
I'm the clapper, so here I go.
She's got to keep the clap low.
Got
to keep the clap low.
All right, so our first team of the week, and we're almost through our list, you guys.
I know.
So, but we're going to try to
amazing.
cover all of the teams in the NFL, and we're almost there at the end of the list. But we are finishing. We're about to wrap it up. So, not wrap it up today, but we're coming to the end of our list. So, Janine,
yes,
what you got?
I have got the Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders.
Woo-hoo!
Yes,
Minnesota.
So I don't know if you guys have checked out their Instagram, but they've got a great page going there.
They do.
Yeah,
they really do.
They really do. They really put together very classy uniforms and just feels like the whole package.
Yes.
So I really enjoy checking that page out.
Yes.
They are known as the Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders. Their debut was in 1984. Their mascot is Victor the Viking.
Cute.
What do you think?
I like
That
it.
is
I like
cute.
it.
That's so cute.
Pretty Victor's what we're going to call
Pretty
him.
Victor the Viking with a K.
With a K.
Victor with a K. They have 35 members, and they are not part of the NFL alumni, but they have their own alumni on their website. So if you wanted to check that out, you could look on their page. They are the first group. Okay, so the first group when they first started was in 1963. Okay, you ready for their name?
Let's go. Give it to
We are changing it up, girls. We're changing it up. There's no et.
Uh-oh.
So I don't know I know you guys are going to shed a tear, but
No, but hold on. So it's a different. So they were established when? What year?
1963. They were not around very long, but
Okay.
they were there. And then they would bring, after this, they would bring groups in, maybe local high schools and things like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
but-
Okay.
You ready?
Yes. Let's go.
Drum roll.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
They were known as the Vi Queens.
Go
Okay.
on, Vi Queen.
Hey, you know it's kind of clever, right?
It's catchy,
It's catchy. The Vi Queens.
but I can see why it didn't continue.
Correct.
In the
and this
tradition.
Yes.
group was based on a group of 6 to 8 ladies.
Wow. Talk about pressure.
Yes.
Yeah. I
There's
wonder
no
how many-
hiding anywhere. You're going to be seen as a Vi Queen.
You better show up and,
And then
show
it
out.
just went away. So, it just kind of ended. So
Yeah,
then they, like
I'm
I
sorry.
said, they replaced that with other local groups and people would come in and cheer, which is great
Okay,
too.
that's
Gave
cool.
those
Gave
folks an
somebody else a
opportunity.
chance.
Yeah, but I really enjoyed that name.
Yes. I'm not mad at it at all.
In their first inaugural season in 1984, when they had their tryouts, they had over 600 women audition that
Wow.
year. So that's pretty good
Oh,
turnout.
that's a
We can relate to
great-
that,
yes,
right?
we can. Yes,
in our
we
in our
can.
year, in that year, 36 women were chosen, and the youngest member was 18, and the oldest member was 33.
All right.
Wow.
So you go, girl.
Yes.
I love it.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not. That's
but
so.
let's just say, and we're probably gonna have to make this an episode, but I don't think that's the oldest.
I got some information for you today. Just hold up. Just hold up.
Yeah, you got
Okay.
some info. Yeah, I,
I got-
I'm just
I
saying,
got-
I don't think 33 is the oldest age for someone.
No,
I
it
would
is not.
actually like to know that.
Yeah,
What
I
is
I
the
might
older-
have it.
Oh,
so do y'all just
here
hold
we
your
go.
hold
Oh,
your,
wait
hold your
for it,
seatbelts
wait
on,
for it,
girls.
wait
I
for
didn't
it.
even know that. I mean, I was talking.
The cheerleaders perform at every home game, and they are featured at halftime and included in annual performances with junior program participants, which we all know we love that.
Yes,
That's one of my
amazing.
favorite things.
Yes.
And their tryouts are a year-round commitment to be on the team, obviously. Tryouts beginning in early April, and the hopefuls participate in a 3-week audition process, which includes learning a variety of dances, interviewing with the MVC staff and Vikings organization, and a final audition in front of a large crowd at the Mall of America.
Very cool.
I
So they've
love
got a big
that.
crowd there.
Yeah,
They
do.
do. That's awesome.
Yeah, so
Who's
that's
been to the Mall of America?
Me.
Have you?
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
very
have
cool.
not.
That's a bucket list thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
really cool.
That's awesome.
yeah,
And the
that's
hometown of where Prince.
right. Yeah,
Just
So
a little
that's-
shout out.
So that's it. Shout out.
I love that.
Minnesota Vikings cheerleaders.
Woo! I love that. Go Vikings. The Vi Queens.
That's
Vi
right, Vi
Queens.
Queens.
Come on now. All right.
What you got, Rhonda? Who you
I
got?
have got the Baltimore Ravens cheerleaders. Come on now.
Come on now.
All right. Well, I'm going to give this little historical fact first. The Baltimore Ravens were established in 1998. Okay.
Okay.
So, but before that, they did have a team there, and it was the Baltimore Colts. And
right.
they
I
were
forgot about
established there from 1954 to 1983,
Yep.
and they did have cheerleaders. All right.
Are they the Ets, please?
They are. Well, I'm not going to go too much into that
Okay.
because the Baltimore Colts then moved to the Indianapolis Colts.
Okay.
All right.
Uh-huh.
So, but the Baltimore Colts cheerleaders have an alumni of their own. And I just want to give this little fun fact out. They are so famous that because the team no longer exists, the Sun newspaper indicated that one of the cheerleaders got offered $20,000 for her uniform.
Stop.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
And
awesome.
she said it's not for sale. She said the outfits represents 13 years of the best years of my life, and I'm
Aw.
not giving it up.
You
Good
go,
for
girl.
her.
Good for
Isn't
her.
that awesome?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I
is
thought that was awesome. But we'll give more information about the Baltimore Colts. But I did want to make that historical fact because
love
Baltimore
that.
did have a team
Yes.
before the Baltimore Ravens, and they were the Baltimore Colts, but they moved to Indianapolis, and now they are the Indianapolis Colts. And we'll give more history when we cover the Indianapolis Colts.
Great.
However, the Baltimore Ravens cheerleaders formed in 1998. Their mascot is Poe, after Edgar Allan Poe,
Okay.
and I think he was from Baltimore.
There you
Okay,
go.
Isn't
great.
that cool? I
Yes.
think
Very
that's
cool.
really cool and kind
Little
of
trivia.
poetic in
Put it
a
in
way.
your brain for when you're at trivia night. Yeah.
They are, y'all, they have 50 people on their squad.
Oh, wow.
I can remember them having a large
huge.
team.
Yes,
that is
they have 20 stunt partners,
That's so cool.
performers, and 30 dancers.
great.
I think that's awesome. And you look on their Instagram page and their Facebook pages, they show their routines sometime and their presence on the field. The routines are really good with the basket tosses and the stunts and the dancers.
Well, of course.
in the front.
I feel like anytime you have a massive amount of people, there's so much more opportunity to create visuals with choreography and the stunts and the tumbling and all the things. That, I mean, it must be amazing to
It's
watch. It
amazing.
creates a lot of energy.
Yes, and it's
yeah.
it's like us when we were cheering
Yeah.
in our routines. It's like
It's
with the
just like us because we are the OGs.
Just like us.
you better recognize. We're not taking nothing from you, but
Right. Respect your elders.
recognize, okay? Okay, and so and it's like in this week, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say there's not a lot of information out about a history of the teams, especially the newly founded ones. Again, Baltimore Ravens were established in 1998, so there's not really a lot of information out on them, but they do have a great website on their website representing the ladies and gentlemen. They are part of the NFL Alumni Association. They have a fan page to where you can email them. You can write into them.
That's cool.
The Ravens cheerleaders love to receive the fan email. There's Baltimore Ravens Attention Cheerleaders, one winning drive, Ownings Mills, Maryland, 2117. They do have a presence on Instagram. They do have a presence on Facebook. Check them out.
Yes.
They do a lot of community service. We did a quick news rate about them on our last episode 5 about how many people they had to show up for their tryouts. It was like 200 or 300 people. So they have a great representation there. They've got a lot of good things going. They cheer in front of 70,000 plus fans every game.
Wow. Good for
so
them.
They have a great
It's awesome.
organization. We just need some more time, I guess, to pass by
Yeah.
so we can have
Right.
a little bit more history on them. But they have a great organization. Go check them out.
Yes, absolutely. Love it.
You know, I mean, I totally agree with you. And it's funny you say that because my team this week is the Cincinnati Bengals. Remember, that's who I grew up watching.
Ohio in the house.
Ohio.
Yes.
But they've been around since 1968, and it was difficult for me to find information out. And so that's
Wow.
one of the things I hope that we can achieve through this whole Sideline Rewind.
Yes.
Is drawing more attention, getting more recognition to the teams and the
Yeah.
cheerleaders, and, just having everyone see their presence is important and their history is important.
Absolutely
Yes,
right.
what they've done
We
in
are
the
living
community
proof of that.
Yeah. Yes.
It all comes back to us.
Yes,
We are in the group, and that's it. We get the
Yes.
shampoo and the et.
And the et. Come on now.
So their
Shampoo
cheerleaders are called the Bengals.
Oh, I love that.
Get it?
The
That's so
Bengals.
nice. It's so cute.
I like
They
it.
have 30 members on their team, and they have also a junior Bengal program for ages 6 through 17.
Love it.
Love it.
Their mascot is obviously a Bengal tiger named Hooday.
Hooday.
They are part of the NFL Alumni Organization. There's not a link on their website, but you can find out more information by going to info@bengalscheeralumni.com. So some history and fun facts. Again, there wasn't a lot, but what I did find, they do have a former cheerleader. Her name was Pamela Denise Manley, more famously known as Pamela DePella, who spent years as Julia in the long-running soap opera The Young and the Restless, and as Teresa on The Bold and the Beautiful. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Okay, and just so I told you to put your seatbelts
Yeah.
on. In 2009, they had a gal, and please, Laura, I hope I'm saying your last name right, Laura McManus, who became the oldest cheerleader in NFL history at age 40
Yes,
and
ma'am.
continued cheering until she was 46.
Let's
in
go.
You better-
2014.
Let's go.
Props
Wait a
to
minute.
We
Laura.
need you on
I
our show.
followed her
Yes, I
because
love it.
I hope she's going to Boston with us.
Yes.
We want to talk to her.
That's right.
Yes.
40 to 46.
Love it.
Impressive. The oldest recorded cheerleader
Right.
in NFL history.
I love that.
Way to go, Laura. I'm so
Laura.
impressed.
Let's
Yes.
go.
Girl.
Let's go.
I'm going to clap it on out. Because
That's impressive.
that is very impressive.
Very.
Laura, we got to talk to you.
Right.
I
Okay.
want to talk to you.
So one of the most noteworthy things I found when researching the Bengals, which is especially fitting for today's episode, is in fact all about their cheer director, Charlotte Simons. Okay, Charlotte has been a part of the program for 42 years.
Okay.
Come on, Charlotte.
12 years as a Bengal cheerleader
Okay.
and 30 years as their cheer director. She said it wasn't 12 consecutive years because she missed one season when she had a baby and another year when they dismissed the team for a season.
Wow.
I couldn't find information on that and what that was about, but she started when she was 17 and she cheered in the 80s for both Super Bowl teams.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
She
That's
says
awesome.
the ladies change, of course, but at the same time, there's still that constant common denominator of women together wanting to do good things and off the field wanting to do positive things. So it continues just to keep churning.
Love it.
Oh, my.
So
So
cool.
good.
That's good.
I love it.
Love that.
love that.
Yes.
That's some history, honey.
Woohoo. Let's go.
That's some history.
That's some really
That's
good
all.
It
history.
wasn't a
Awesome.
lot, but
That's
it was
good.
very
Very
poignant
good.
information,
Very
right?
good.
Very
Yes,
good.
that is awesome.
So
And so the reason I found that so impressive
Yeah.
was it was all about their director. And
Yes, honey.
we are so excited.
Right?
Ladies,
I can't even.
I
flip my
mean-
chair good. Let me get my head right.
we're just going to try not to tear up
celebrity
because
status here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna promise I'm not gonna cry,
She is.
but I'm
She
probably gonna cry. But it's okay.
It's
We're
okay.
gonna-
It's happy tears.
So this
it's
woman
exactly.
who is our very special guest today is the reason that we're all together.
That's
the reason
right.
we know each other.
Stop crying, Rhonda.
It's already happening.
Damn.
But Miss Meeka Sykes, we love you so much.
That's right.
Yes, girl.
Meeka is a former 4-time national dance team champion and captain of the University of Memphis dance
Let's
team.
go.
She's a former head instructor, director of choreography, and national dance team championship judge for the Universal Dance Association.
Yes.
Meeka was the former director of cheerleading and entertainment for the Tennessee Titans. 1997, the Memphis Oilers, and 1999 to 2004 in Nashville. She's currently the creator and producer of Movement of Dance Intensives, a project bringing working professional choreographers into underrepresented communities,
I love that.
hoping to discover raw talent and expose these dancers to opportunities that otherwise would not be a part of.
Absolutely right. Yes, ma'am.
She
Go
is the
on.
queen, the queen.
the queen.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us,
We're
Meeka.
so excited you're here, Meeka.
Thank you so much for having me here. And y'all about to make me cry. I'm like, am I supposed to blush or cry or both? Like, I don't know. But
All
I'm
of it.
very, very happy
All of it,
to be
girl.
a part of this. I'm extremely proud of you three young ladies for bringing this platform out there. I think it's so needed and long overdue. So congratulations and good luck moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yay.
Woo! Well, honey, let me just go on and say it. Honey, I'm already crying.
Well, you gotta stop crying because you got the first question.
Oh, Lord.
You got the first question. Let's
okay.
go. Let's go, Rhonda.
Meeka, oh my gosh, we're so happy you're here. Okay, I've got the first question. So I'm going to say, when you were selected as the Tennessee Titans cheer director, you came into a new city, a brand new organization, and started the program from the ground up. What were the biggest challenges you faced? And did you have any idea what was to come with the turnouts of the tryouts, the team's success, and the overall impact of the Titans?
Okay. Well, I was fortunate enough, for being from Tennessee, so fortunate enough to start the program in Memphis. So I kind of knew that there would be a huge turnout. I mean, between Memphis and Knoxville, University of Tennessee, there's so many dancers and cheerleaders. There's so much talent out there and Tennessee had not been represented in that way, right? Because at that
Right.
time, they still didn't even have a professional NBA team.
Right.
So this was an opportunity for people who could still be involved, who love the sport, love to dance, love to cheer, whatever that is, to just be a part of something beyond college years. So I expected to turn out to be huge. And then after Memphis, remember there was that gap that they did not have cheerleaders. They were playing out of the Vanderbilt Stadium,
Yes.
if I'm
Right.
correct. And I was in communication with the Titans during that time because they were building the stadium, trying to figure out what's next in regards to entertainment and cheerleading. But that gap year, so many people were calling in, inquiring about cheerleader. Are you going to have a professional cheerleading team? When are auditions? That it was a no-brainer, right, for them to bring the program in with the inaugural year
So exciting.
in Nashville at that stadium. And so I knew that, okay, this is going to be huge.
Yes.
I'm going to get help from the organization to pull it off this first year. So it was great. And that's where I met you guys.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
It was great.
That was awesome.
And we occasionally overlook the fact that the Tennessee Oilers played at the Liberty Bowl in Memphis a year before coming to Nashville. So tell us more about your time in Memphis and how that went down and what your experience was there.
Right. So I have a few stories. I won't share all of them. But that are relevant. That a lot of people don't know. So I was working, I'm from Memphis, danced at the University of Memphis.
Yes.
And at that particular time, I was working for Varsity Spirit Corporation. I was working for UDA
Yes.
as their director of choreography. And then also as kind of like I did a lot of groundwork for company dance because it was first came through Varsity and UDA.
Okay.
And that was when Paula Abdul was involved. So I did a lot of the, preparing for each tour and each convention.
Cool. That's awesome.
So I was there in the home office in Memphis. Apparently, the Oilers reached out to a number of different entities, and one of them was Jeff Webb.
Yes.
Yay, Jeff.
I remember Jeff. What's up, Jeff Webb? I remember him.
Yeah, the president of, it was UCA Varsity at that time. And he came, he said, hey, Meek, I put your name in the hat for director of this one season that they're going to be in Memphis. Varsity is going to support, the uniforms and help with the auditions, et cetera. So if you're selected, are you willing to be part of it? I'm like, heck yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Right. And so I was fortunate enough to be selected. So rewind a little bit.
Yes.
And before that, I was in California. So I was, auditioning, dancing, doing some things, trying to be in the industry and just to get a taste of what it's like.
Yes.
And I heard through the grapevine, little birdie told me that the Oilers were moving to Tennessee. So I reached out to someone I knew at the Department of Tourism in Memphis. And he was like, no, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to go straight to Nashville, if they even come at all. I was like, okay, cool. I never forgot it. It just kind of went in the back burner.
Yes.
And so I was so excited when Jeff brought that to me because it was just an epiphany, synchronicity coming together.
Yes.
Right? I thought about it years before, and then it came into fruition. Memphis was incredible. It's my hometown. They played the Liberty Bowl, which is where I danced, right? As
what a full circle moment.
Yes, ma'am. Full circle moment.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
The best feeling, and apparently there are a lot of the dancers and people who tried out were former University of Memphis dancers.
Okay.
Yes.
So that was great. And it was all these years of pom dancers coming together to dance professionally in Memphis. That was it was an amazing experience for myself and for them. And one thing we're talking about alumni, right? With that, would love to see the Memphis Oilers group be a part of.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yes.
Know much about it.
Absolutely.
And some
I love
came
that.
on, right? Some of them came on to be Titans cheerleaders, but the majority did. And they stayed in Memphis.
Because it was a commitment, a commute and all that. What was it weird to be now in a director position with your former teammates to audition them, and maybe one of them, or I don't know, maybe they all were selected, but maybe there was some that could not
didn't get it.
Yeah. So I actually remember most of the ones who auditioned and were on the University of the Memphis Oilers group, the team. I didn't dance with any of them. They came behind me.
Okay,
got it.
So I didn't have to
They were inspired by you beforehand. They were like, we know who we got. We're living up to Meeka standards. We got to step up our game.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you guys.
All right, you've trained as a dancer your whole life and worked as a professional choreographer and dancer. Do you see the trends shift in choreography style, and do you think the trend is on the rewind back to the good old days?
Dance is, I always call it subjective. It's like what one person likes, the other person may not.
Right.
Very true.
What I do see is within the NFL, like dance and cheer world, I do see a rewind coming back. I see some of the like authentic.
I love it.
I agree with you.
Right, the sideline dances and the uniforms and the cheer, and it's really encouraging.
Yes.
So I live in LA now, and so I've gone to a couple of games, and I love the Rams cheerleaders. Like I just, I love them. Yeah, they're extremely talented. I mean, LA is dance world, so you have a lot of trained dancers, male and female.
For sure.
Yes.
And they look amazing on the field, but then we go back and it's indicative of the area that you're from. So we go back to Tennessee, and I'm so happy to see that the guys are back, right? Because we had the young leaders.
Again, that's a full circle moment for all of us, because it is. It's like, well, that's how we started, you know? And so it is so refreshing and to see that happen.
Right. I know. When I saw, I was like, I'm so happy because it brought just a whole nother element of game day experience and entertainment and bringing the crowd into it and crowd participation. It means everything.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Now, your daughter is an amazing dancer in her own right. Now, she's done some major things, and I'll let you tell what those are. But I know she started training at a young age. Personally, I know that. How important do you feel a strong dance background is to pursue a spot on an NFL team? And do you feel those that have trained for many years have an advantage these days as the time has progressed?
I do, Janine. And yes, kudos to you, Janine. Janine was Selima's dance instructor in Nashville. So
Really? I didn't know that.
I was, and she was so cute.
Oh
She was in like my very first competition dance I ever did.
And attitude and everything came from Janine. So thank you.
I love that.
She's so sweet.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, I think that it's giving trained dancers another opportunity to perform.
Absolutely.
And to be a part of something. So I do see that dance training is playing a huge part in NFL cheerleading today. Back when we started, and my background was dance and cheer, right? Coming from UCA and UDA. And then I was a gymnast and cheerleader and dancer and everything growing up. So we wanted everything. We wanted amazing dancers, amazing cheerleaders, amazing stunners, amazing gymnasts. Because we put on a show. It's like a circus when we got on the field. It was amazing. And I still appreciate that. Like, I'm old school. But some of the teams who are really just focused on the dance aspect of it, I love them too. As I mentioned earlier, the LA Rams. So, but I do think that with a lot of teams, a big dance background and training is going to play a significant role in but that's not everything. We know that. Like talent isn't everything.
You got to be the whole package, but definitely I agree with you. I feel like it's, especially this day and time, I feel like it's really important to have some training. And if you don't have it, maybe start attending some of the extra clinics and the extra classes that are available near you to try to better yourself in that way. Yeah.
And I love what you guys are doing by looking at each team, because each team is going to require something different.
Yes,
so some may not require them to, be able to do leaps and turns and pirouettes and all that, but then some may want that. So you go where your talent will be most appreciated.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's great
kind of
point.
what Mel, our former guest, was saying.
Yes.
Same thing as you're saying, like kind of research, do your homework, know what each team and their style is, and go where fits you best.
Exactly.
Your talents.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I love that. And so since we're talking about tryouts.
I love this question.
Oh my God.
I'm just going to go on and say it.
Because, girl, we've talked about our tryouts and 500 people showing up for the first initial call. And so we're just going to ask you this. Do you remember a time at tryouts where you were the director and your jaw dropped in a good or bad way?
Oh my gosh, you guys.
What can you tell us?
Like literally in a good way.
Okay.
That first year, not knowing what to expect when I said that we were going to have what's called yell leaders and stunt, to see some of the stunt partners that came in, and it was really encouraging to see that some of them had been stunt partners before in college. So their rhythm, their timing was down. They were amazing. You know, one we could what was our favorite? We have two favorites. So we have Rod and Tasha, right?
Yes.
They're married. They're married, and they studied together for years. And then Micah and Monica, also another married couple.
Oh,
yes.
And
Yes.
it's so incredible. And seeing them, like, literally, I was just like, oh my God, this is going to be so
Great.
amazing. I was
Amazing.
so
Yes.
excited. So yes, my jaw dropped there.
I love that.
I'm not going to mention any particular instances where my jaw dropped in a bad way, but there were times when I'm like, what are they thinking?
Right.
Whether it's uniform
For sure.
or their way of moving and dancing,
Right.
or even to think that, put it like this, I appreciate people who will try anything. I'm going to leave it at that.
Right.
But sometimes my jaw drops when it's like, wow, they didn't have a clue.
Right.
Yes.
But now there are the clinics. There's more information
That's
out
right.
there. There are more videos out there for people to be able to look and see, can I really do this?
Right.
Correct. And I think
That makes
like
perfect
we
sense.
And
said,
there wasn't.
but said before, it's all about doing your homework. Do your homework.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and see if that's a good fit for you. And
Right.
if it's not, then I mean, like Mel said, if you can TikTok dance, great. But does that fit what we're looking for?
Is that going to
Probably
transition into a team,
Right.
Exactly.
a squad, or what their style is?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, because you are a part of a team.
Yes.
Correct.
And it's individual dancers out there. So yes.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Great answer.
Yes, I love it.
So back in the day, our auditions were open to the public. Whew, that was crazy.
That was crazy.
How did you arrive at that decision? And if you were an NFL cheer director in today's world, would you still have open auditions?
Oh, that's just a good question. Back then, just starting out, and it wasn't just my decision personally, just by myself, because they were coming from Houston
Yes.
into Memphis, into Nashville. One of the biggest things is, what do you want to do? Any team, they want to fill the stands. So they need the fans to be a part of it.
Yes.
And
Makes sense.
I
That
felt
makes
the
sense.
best way for the fans to be a part of on this end of it was to let them open up and see and be like an integral part. And they would cheer for their favorite, cheerleader or
Yes.
cheerleaders or yell leaders, and the crowd participation. I honestly feel like it gave energy to the people auditioning. Like, even if you were nervous as crap, just seeing them out there and seeing your family,
Yes.
your friends smiling back, like
Yes.
just focusing on them. I saw a lot of people really light up at auditions, where in rehearsals or the mock auditions, they didn't do as well in regards to like personality, right?
Yes.
And showmanship. But then when they got on the stage in front of people, and that really means a lot too, because just think about how many appearances you guys would do.
It's
Yes.
true.
And you have to go out. There was, I know I asked questions. You guys had to answer them on the spot.
Yes.
But there were times when you had to do that in appearances.
Well, sure.
It's very true.
Yes.
Yeah.
First 2 to 3 years of that inaugural season, right? The season's coming up. That was really important for us to be able to set a precedent of who the cheerleaders were, how they could represent the community. And I just think I would do it today. That was the end part of the question. I would, if I was director, I would
Yes.
still have some aspect of that today, because I still feel like it brings the community together.
That's
And
Agreed.
it
awesome.
feels
That.
I
Yeah.
agree.
That's true.
That's an awesome thing.
I love that.
Excellent point.
Maybe that starts the whole community, that started our year that year by going to the Super Bowl. Everybody was so invested, but they were invested
Exactly.
because they did little things
They felt
along
a
the
part
way.
of it.
They
Felt a part of it. Sure. Absolutely.
Yes,
That's a good way to put
and
it.
that was why too. That first year we did the tour around Tennessee for our calendar. We could have gone anywhere, but we, when we went to Gatlinburg in East Tennessee, and we went to Memphis, and went to a lot of the beautiful waterfalls, and just showed the state of Tennessee. And
Yes.
gave everyone, the fans, a chance to kind of look and see. I'm there. Oh, there was the second year, first or second, whatever it was. That was my reason behind it.
Yes.
Was to bring the state together and
That
show
is
the
great.
I love it.
I love
So
that.
on our last episode, we covered teams that no longer have cheerleaders.
Hmm.
What would you say to the powers that be to help persuade them to reconsider having them? Like,
Yeah. A couple of things. One, if you've never cheered or danced in any capacity or been a part of a team such as that, you really do not have an idea of what this means to the people who are on the team and who are auditioning and trying out.
Sure.
It gives them another, like I said earlier, it gives them another avenue and venue to really express their talents while they still can, right? While our body still can. So that's the one thing. And the other, I would ask them to take a look at your community, at your fan base, at your marketing program, and really be decisive of how this cheerleading program, this dance team program can fit into helping to raise the fan awareness and the camaraderie and all that. I think if they look at that aspect of it, they'll see that when you pick the right team, right, the team you want and how you want them to represent it, that it could do wonders for the organization.
I agree.
We did Meeka for president. I mean, that was so spot on. That was a great answer.
No, thank you.
Well,
no,
agree, but that was a great answer.
That was a great answer. And if you're listening, Honey Bears in Chicago, I think her name is Miss Virginia.
Miss Virginia.
And then the Giants, and Pittsburgh, if y'all want to bring them back, that was a great way to say.
Absolutely.
And the Honey Bears, again, I want to say they had 5,000 women.
5,000
to show up. And
That's
so
crazy.
there is a want and probably a need.
And
for
the
that.
fan base was 3-1 asking for it back. And so
Wow.
Okay, and then I'm sorry, I'm going to say this. Did we read something to where who's going to bring a Superdome, or they're going to get a dome?
you said we're going to talk about, it was Chicago. You sent me a link to it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Chicago's thinking about having a dome to
Virginia,
build a dome.
Virginia.
And that
This is
way,
the perfect
Virginia,
opportunity
you can
to
have
bring it back.
cheerleaders come back. So listen to what our awesome director just said, and then listen to our podcast. Our episode number 5, and really, and then if you want to come on and talk to us about it, we'll talk to you about
That's
it.
right.
We'd love
Since
it.
you're going to spend all that money on a new dome,
Yes.
just want to put that in there.
Unfortunately, what I have heard in the past, especially when I was a director, that unfortunately there are things that maybe have happened within the cheerleading organization and certain teams, and so they felt that it was a bigger liability than it was an athlete
Absolutely
team.
understand that
But it's
aspect.
been decades in between. I say revisit it because there's so much has changed. Even so much has changed with technology to where you can do the research and the background checks or whatever it is you need to feel safe.
Yes.
And like you said, you get to be the decision maker as far as the director on putting the parameters on what is okay and what is not. We have that manual. Remember, that was a manual that we live and die by.
Right.
So you put that out there and you mess up and you're gone.
That's
That's the whole benefit of it. So
Absolutely. So there is a positive.
Yes.
Yes. So, okay. So what directors and programs inspire you in the NFL today? And I want to talk about a little bit, when you were here last time, we had lunch together, y'all, with Miss Meeka when she came back to Nashville, and she was telling us about a project that she's working on. So tell us about that as well.
Okay. So I'm biased. So, of course, I'm loving the full circle with the Titans organization.
Me too. Clap it out. They are killing it.
That's right. Like, come on. Yes. Come on. I'm very happy to see it coming back around. The fans loved it, right?
Yes, they did.
Yes, it was really good opportunity for them to rise again and run amongst the ranks of the NFL and cheerleading. I like them. I mentioned the Rams earlier, but it's only because I have access to be able to go and watch them. I watch them more than anything.
Awesome. Yeah.
So I can watch the games. I'm still loving the Baltimore Ravens because they do similar to what the Titans did when we were there, as well as the Titans now. But unfortunately, I watch football now on TV mostly, and they don't show us many of the cheerleaders. Come on, networks. Show the cheerleaders.
That's right. Show the cheerleaders.
We want to hopefully bring that into fruition later.
Yes.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I did forget something I wanted to mention earlier when we were talking about Memphis. And I think I shared this with you guys, but people didn't know. When I was selected as to be the director of the Oilers, I want to say it was Pepper Rogers back in the day.
Yes.
Came and picked me up and took me because we're going to meet Mr. Adams. He wants to talk to you about what he would like the cheerleading organization to look like. in Memphis. I'm like, okay, great. So we went to this private airstrip. The blue plane lands. I'm sweating. Like, oh my God, this is really happening. Mr. Adams walks off the plane with a calendar in his hand. And he sits down next to me, introduces himself, tells me, thank you for being a part. We're excited. But this is what I want the team to look like. And he gave me a calendar of the Derrick dolls.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Wow.
We want women to represent the organization. And I kind of knew, I knew what that meant. And that meant the maturity, the talent, the maturity, the experience behind it all. I'm like, okay, I will work hard to give that to you.
Wow.
I love that story.
That was interesting.
Thank you for remembering that. Yes.
Very memorable experience.
Yes.
I love it.
I love that. So tell us about your new project that you've got going.
Okay. Absolutely. So you mentioned Salima earlier, my daughter.
Yes.
Salima, after dancing, she danced with Justin Bieber and a lot of stuff with Disney.
Okay.
And a lot of She decided that she wanted to go to film school. So she went to film school, and in film school decided she wanted to be a writer. So actually this poster behind me, she wrote a episode on Raven's Home.
Yes, she did. It was awesome.
Hey, shout out Salima.
Yay, talent, right?
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely.
And so she, along with my niece moved out here with us, and she immediately started dancing for Disney and Nicki Minaj. She toured with Nicki Minaj.
That's amazing.
We were talking one day just about the experiences that they had going to all these different conventions, and thankfully I was blessed enough to be able to take them, whether we were flying or driving, to all the different dance conventions and conferences out there. And Janine, you've been a part of that with your kids.
I'm still doing it, girl.
It's not cheap. It's expensive.
No,
and you have to plan. You have to be able to take time off to go with them. And we were talking about like so much talent out there between middle school and high school in these areas that just they don't even know what that is, and they've never heard of it, and they don't get a chance to experience learning from professional choreographers who are choreographing for these big artists, or the ones that they see on TV or at the concerts. So why not bring it to them? So this is our passion project to do that. The three of us together have been working. We did one. Our first one was last year. We're going to try to do 2 or 3 a year, looking for sponsorships. 501(c)(3)s, nonprofits to contribute so that we can scholarship these kids, because it's going to cost us to be able to put it on.
Yes,
absolutely.
Looking right. And we want to be able to scholarship, 20, 30 kids. They just take it for free and exposed to things that Salima and Shantae were exposed to because I was there for them.
Yes.
But others who just can't. So that's what we're working on.
I love that. That makes me cry. Like I'm like, because I know it is a struggle.
Warms my heart. Like I'm so excited.
It does. Good for you. I love that.
So
that needs all the applause and all the things.
That's a major clap
when
moment.
you give part of yourself and back to others, that's the best thing you could ever do.
It's the best gift you could offer.
I applaud you and Salima
for doing that,
and your niece for doing that, because that's
amazing.
Thank you.
And what's the name of it? Do you have it?
It's Movement of Dance Intensives, but the short is MOD. MOD.
Perfect.
MOD.
Perfect. MOD.
I love it.
Hype it
I
up.
love it. We're gonna hype that up. I love
Thank
that.
you.
I love that.
Thank you.
I love it.
Our website is coming soon, so we're in the middle of putting.
We will share that on
We
our
absolutely will
website
share it.
Yes,
for sure.
As former members of the team you coached, we can say you left quite the legacy.
Absolutely right.
See, now we're all gonna cry.
No, I know.
Girl,
I'm sorry.
How would you describe your time as director, and what do you hope people remember about your time as the director of the Tennessee Titans cheerleaders?
Wow. Most of all, what I hope they remember is my vision for bringing the state together. Like I spoke on it earlier, but that really meant a lot for me, being a native of Tennessee and having danced there all through the years, as well as my daughter. Just bringing together the community and in a wholesome way. I know times change and things change.
Absolutely.
But I really tried to take a step back in what I knew of Tennessee and Nashville and what they would accept, and wanting everyone to feel comfortable wanting the kids to feel comfortable, wanting the grandpas to feel comfortable.
Yes.
You know, and the wholesomeness of it. And I really hope that people were able to look beyond whatever else was going on and see that we did that together.
We absolutely did because of you.
And I would love for that to be my legacy, as well as giving an opportunity to a lot of you guys who maybe otherwise would not have been selected, because I really did not have tunnel vision. I opened it up to a broad perspective of who I felt like would be a great representation across the board, whether it's ethnicity, age, size, whatever that was.
Right,
it's very true.
It checked all the boxes.
Right.
Yes.
You completely represent the team and the state.
Yes.
And not just put in on a certain look or type.
Correct.
That's why, like, I brought, and I hope that I could be remembered for that.
Yes.
I think you
definitely.
absolutely are. And I think you couldn't have said it better. Again, well, Meeka for president. But I really do feel like that was a perfect answer, because that is what you're remembered for. When I think back on our times there, that's what I think of.
Yes.
It's something that I could show my daughters, and I would feel proud to show them, and that they would look at it and go, "Wow, wow, you were in the pyramid, like in the front, like
yes,
you know." And I was very proud. I'm very proud of it.
Yes, and I can. Yeah, I agree. I think we all are very proud to have been under you, and we were classy. We showed up and we did our best, and we gave our best foot forward, and it was all due to you and what you wanted to represent.
We all became really like a family. We all became a family. People from all different backgrounds, all different walks of life, all different everything, and we just meshed into this family, and that says a lot, because that all comes from the leadership at the top.
That's
Down.
very true.
And
we're all
still
so close today.
That's
we're
why
still
we're
here.
here.
That's exactly right.
That's why we're here.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
Yeah.
And wait, we want to give a shout out to Janine, who became the choreographer, right?
Yes,
I know. Well,
third season, I was like, I need help.
right? And I'm like, well, I will help you. How was that? Thank you for giving me that.
And then Anita whipping everybody into
That's
shape.
right.
Like,
That's right.
Too. So,
They didn't like me that well, but you know,
It's okay.
that's
We
okay.
liked you.
I told them. I said y'all had us looking fabulous. Our routines were on point. It was amazing.
Those are good old days.
It was
good old
amazing.
days.
So with all this talk about our glory days, what is your favorite rewind of being with the Titans, Meeka?
Ooh, okay. I have two.
Okay.
That's fine.
I was thinking about this, right? They're tied. The first one is absolutely the Music City Miracle.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
yes.
How could it not
I mean,
be?
it
First
can't.
year
Yeah.
being on the field, and we're all just like, stomach is like in knots, heart drops, and we're like, you're kidding me, we're going to the Super Bowl this first year. That was everything. The second was right up there with it. It was the Super Bowl, but it was the Super Bowl pre-game performance. Remember that?
Yes.
To Mambo number 5 and put in the players' names into that. I need that footage. If anybody out there in this podcast world has that footage, please.
wow.
Need that.
Somebody has to have it.
Somebody's got to have it.
Yes, that was epic.
I
After
want
that,
all
I'm
the
like,
footage. Like if
we
anybody has
want a
any footage.
Pre-game, right?
Yes. I want any of the footage of anything.
Agreed.
I love it.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Me too. What you
What's
think?
your favorite rewind with Miss Meeka? We're gonna give you our favorite rewinds of you.
Yes.
Okay, obviously there are so many triumphs and amazing, fun, cool experiences we had, and a few like low moments, 1 yard short. We had a few of those, but overall it was all positive. But when I was trying to think about what I was going to say today, and we were in conversation, and someone said, "Well, tighten up," and I fell out laughing because Meeka, do you remember this? So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. What was his name? Archie Bell. Released a song.
Oh, yeah, he released a song.
In 1968 called Tighten Up.
The Tighten Up.
Yes.
Do the Tighten Up.
And so, yes, we
Okay.
brought, because that was one of our taglines, Tighten Up,
Yeah.
he came in to perform. So we learned some choreography so that we could dance around the stage while he was singing. And I mean, I'm not not calling anybody out. It's fine. I'm having a glass of champagne right now. So, but he may have had a few more cocktails than he should have before he came out there.
He was trying to get his head right to perform.
But his head went somewhere else, and I'm not sure. We were trying to dance to what we practiced to and to the song that we knew in our heads and the way it went, but it did not go down like that. And it was one of the funniest, and I had forgotten all about it until the other day. I'm like, that was one of the funniest moments, I think.
That's great.
From our cheerleading history.
What y'all doing?
That is a good one, Anita.
Oh my God.
But Anita, you guys were still professionals and you pulled it off great.
We kept going.
We kept it going.
We
That's
kept
what
going.
You do. Give me some high five.
Yes,
on
that's
that.
what we do.
That's what you
That
do,
was it, girl.
That's what you do.
That's what you do.
Listen, you taught them well.
That's
You
right.
taught us well. Just keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Just show up.
That's
Exactly.
right.
Keep
Just
dancing.
What you got, Ron?
We were keeping it tight and tightening up. I'm not sure what else was happening, but we did our job.
Getting his head right.
That's so true. Oh my gosh.
Oh God. Okay, I'm not gonna cry. I promise I'm gonna try not to.
I already am.
I'm going
zero,
to
I have my
already.
mask on.
No, don't. You can do it.
Meeka, you in high school you went to Memphis Catholic. Is that correct?
Yes.
And so y'all would go to the University of Mississippi for cheerleading camp.
She's a stalker.
And so when I was stalking you back when I was a 7th grader. And so I remember seeing this awesome, remember they used to have the dance off at university at camp. People would pick a person to go down there and dance.
Yeah.
And girl, you were snaking your tail off. And I didn't even know who you were. But it just brought something in my mind to go, who is that? Right?
Snake like that.
I want a snake like that. And y'all squad was amazing. Girl, you were going. And so I was like, that is so awesome. And the squad was amazing. I just remember seeing y'all. And so going on, that's my 7th grade year. That's in 1985. And so I was a junior high cheerleader. And so I saw, after that, years later, I saw the University of Memphis on TV. And
you got it.
there you are.
Yeah, there she is. The girl.
And what the University of Memphis did for me, and then being from where I'm from, and it ties into what y'all are doing for your dance thing. My mom died when I was 3. And so I didn't even know what my life was going to be like, but going to the University of Mississippi for cheerleading camps, cheerleading did that for me to open me up to be like, this is something you can be passionate about.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And so seeing you at the University of Memphis and the excellence and the greatness that y'all brought to the table, it's like it inspires you in a way that, you look at Michael Jordan, you look at people that exemplify greatness.
Mm-hmm.
You need somebody to come along and give you that spark to inspire you to go to say, you can do it too.
Absolutely.
And so watching y'all all those years, just and for me to come and cheer, you be our director years later, it was like,
she wanted your autograph.
oh my, serious?
I did not know that story.
Oh my
so sweet.
God. And that's I always tear up when I see you because I just can't even put into words everything what that meant to me. But excellence and greatness and inspiration is what I think in our society we need because everybody struggles and you just a little podunk town where I came from, no shade to Corinth, but it's like it's a little town in Mississippi for somebody like me where their mother died when she was 3, did not know where I was going to be or end up.
That's right.
And so I needed that inspiration. And I think that we all need
again,
that.
Full circle. Next episode, we didn't call it full circle.
Yeah.
Because it's true. The circle of life.
But also, if you remember, every
fine.
time Meeka would come out and start teaching a dance, Rhonda, do you always remember? It was the greatest thing because Meeka would just start moving and she'd go, yes! And just start
So
screaming
happy.
like, as soon as Meeka started, she was already on fire and loving every second of it.
So that's my favorite rewind. And I'm so sorry I got emotional, but that means a lot to me. And that is what carries me forward in my life now is about giving the younger generation something to be inspired about.
And I will say, Rhonda, I feel like you are doing that. You are exemplifying what you
Absolutely.
just describe Meeka as inspiring you. I feel like you are now doing that for other people.
Yes.
So
Yes.
100%.
shout out to you for that.
Yes. Yes. And Rhonda, let me tell you, when I first saw you, my jaw dropped in regards to like you were just
Yeah.
the epitome of the perfect cheerleader.
Absolutely
Seriously.
right.
And, right?
So true.
Just everything about
hands
you,
down.
from your smile and personality, then of course your talent, like your jumps and anyway.
Yes.
100%. And just her
I'm very
overall
privileged to
demeanor
see
and personality. Rhonda, you just make people feel good.
It's her energy.
That's right. We need more people like you in this world.
Absolutely.
That's exactly right. So,
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's my favorite rewind, and I love you.
we love you. We love
And then again, I'm gonna these ladies here, Anita and Janine. I mean, y'all. The Titans brought us all together,
Yeah,
and
that's
I
right.
just want to give y'all a shout out too because
Aw.
y'all are amazing, and I just
That's why we have this very
that's right.
special guest
I
to
just-
thank for.
Absolutely.
so thank
Our
you for
family
bringing us all together.
So, I guess it's my turn.
Let's go.
And I hope I don't cry. I'm really trying not to be professional. But
Okay.
I will say my favorite rewind with Meeka is, oh gosh. Okay. So it's not really, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go on. I cheered and danced my whole life. Okay. In different teams and different things. High school, I was a cheerleader because they didn't have dance team. But then I went to University of Tennessee, I was on a dance team, and it was great. It was a great experience, all that. But there was always something that I thought, I think I could be. They would come to the time where it was time to pick the captain or whatever. It was
Yeah.
like I never got picked, but I thought always in my mind. I'm in my garage, like I can't remember this so well. In my garage, making up choreography, trying to do different things. Just very self motivated. Like my mom was not like she did math. My mom's a mathlete.
Yeah.
So she's not a creative type of, but she supported me. My parents are amazing, but I'm just saying from that aspect. So it was all self-motivated, like in the garage trying to come up with moves with my boombox, okay?
I love it.
On the concrete floor. And so when it came down to pick things like that, it was like I was never picked or whatever. But as an adult, when I tried out for Titans, Meeka, you were the first person that ever gave me a chance to be in a leadership role.
Yeah.
And the fact that you believed in me changed my life because it gave me, dang it, it gave me the confidence to become a teacher and a leader and in so many aspects of my life. And I cannot talk. I'm worse than you. But
Janine,
I just want to sincerely
you
thank
deserve-
you from
you
the bottom of
deserved
my
it.
heart.
Yes.
You're welcome. You deserved it, but you laid the foundation way before me doing what you did, and I just recognized it.
Yeah.
And I think that that's part of my gift is recognizing other people's gifts and what they can contribute on so many different levels. And so you deserve that, period, hands down, without me even knowing that story. So the other people, they were just, they're stupid.
Well,
no, I was kidding.
but I agree with what you're saying. I think everything's perfect in God's timing, and it was just the right timing, and you were the person that recognized it. So
Yes.
I am forever grateful to you for giving me that chance and for believing in me and selecting me to go to Pro Bowl and all those things. It just, I'm just forever grateful because it changed my life and it gave me a confidence I always thought I kind of had, but I just really believed it when you believed it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
She validated it. For you.
Correct.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. All the things.
Thank
I
you.
know I'm crying. Let's move on. I love you forever.
Thank you. Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
You guys are validated to me because sometimes, you walk away and so many things have happened between the time I was director and now life and kids and my journey and where I am now. But you guys have just like literally, I'm going to cry, validated everything that I felt that I did right as a director and not knowing for sure because unfortunately in this world, we hear so much of the bad stuff
Right.
and what people didn't like
Right.
and complaints that we don't always get this part of it. So I truly, truly appreciate this episode and this time spent to give this back to me. And you're fueling me for what's next. So I appreciate
That's right.
it. So
Yes.
Yay, we love it.
Woo, yes. And that is the fuel going forward. And that's hopefully with this platform, the podcast, and the new thing that y'all have got going on is to really inspire, to get us going and to get it to the next generation to be inspired as well.
Yes.
That is our legacy, and that's what we need to leave behind.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I
there you
think
go.
we can't thank you enough for coming on.
Yes,
and
we thank you so much.
Our
I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys in Boston. I'm going.
We're all going. That's
Yes.
right.
So if you have not registered, the deadline is April 1st, and I don't know how many tickets they have left, but it will sell out.
It
And I
will.
experienced that 2 years ago. I got on to
That's
register.
right.
So if you're planning to go, you better get on there and do it now. Book your rooms, book your tickets, book your flights, and the 4 of us will be there, and
gonna
we
be
are
there.
going
We
to
are
do
ready
some
to meet you all.
remote podcast
Yes.
episodes, lots of footage, lots of
so
fun,
excited.
and I can't wait to share all these experiences with other women from
Absolutely.
other teams.
And talk to you guys
it's
about
so cool.
everything.
I'm just really excited about it.
Absolutely.
That's right. You
So-
want to wrap us up?
Yep, I'm
Miss
going to wrap
Rhonda?
us up.
Pretty
Again,
Rhonda?
we want to say thank you for joining us again. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
I want to give a special shout out to Mr. Jimmy and Mr. Tim. Again, thank you for the use of your studio. Thank you we have an amazing group that supports our podcast. And I always want to thank Mr. Tim and Mr. Jimmy for giving us this space to support us.
That's right.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are the Sideline Rewind podcast. Please go like, subscribe, and download. Listen to us. If you've got questions, if you've got any favorite Sideline Rewinds, is a football fan or a cheerleader, please send those over to us. We are on Instagram and Facebook. Please shout us out. Ladies, I just
That's
think
right.
that we remembered the time.
We sure
remember the
did.
time.
Remember the time. Woo! We out.
We're out of here.
We love you,
Thank
Meeka.
you.
Love
We
you,
love
Meeka.
Thank you so much.
Thank
You guys too. Thank you.